Hi LEGO fans! It's been ages since we've reviewed a LEGO architecture set. So today we're going to unbox, speed build and review set number 21027 Berlin from LEGO Architecture. What we have here is an accurate representation of the comparative size of each of the structures within the Berlin skyline. Berlin is the capital city of Germany and located in Europe. It's a fascinating city with hundreds of years of history and a tumultuous past. So let's flip this box over and see which buildings we have within the skyline. So what we have here are 6 miniature representations of the most iconic buildings of Berlin, a city called home to 3.5 million inhabitants. We have the Berlin Wall, the Reichstag, the Victory Column, the Deutsche Bahn Tower, the Berlin TV Tower, and perhaps most famous of all, the Brandenburg Gate. We'll cover a little bit of history about each one of those buildings later on in the video, but for now, let's get this box open and see what we've got inside. Here's everything we get inside the box. One very nice premium instruction manual, 4 bags of Lego, and absolutely no stickers. I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and today you're going to see Berlin rise in a 90-second speed build. And here's the completed build. This took about 25 minutes to put together, and as architecture sets go, I think this is quite a nice one. Berlin was first documented as a city in the 13th century, but it's probably better known for the annexation of Germany and the city being split in two after World War II. When many people think about the divided city of Berlin, they immediately think about the Berlin Wall, which wasn't actually constructed until 1961. Keeping in mind that everything on this LEGO build is in relative scale to one another, the Berlin Wall segments are pretty hard to see, but I've zoomed in here so you can take a look. The Berlin Wall was copiously covered in graffiti, and what you can see here are 2 of the 3 panels in this build. The 3rd panel, complete with graffiti, stands in front of the Brandenburg Gate. Like other LEGO architecture sets, there are no stickers, so these are beautifully printed custom pieces. And I've taken one of the panels out so you can see that we've got this angled element which has been printed specifically to represent the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall came to be during the nights of August 12th and 13th, 1961, when East German soldiers laid down more than 30 miles of barbed wire stretching through the heart of Berlin. On August 15th, they began to replace the barbed wire with concrete segments of wall. All of this was to prevent East German workers moving over into West Germany, because East Germany was losing all of its skilled workers to the more prosperous West. A border wall to prevent poor people from moving to a richer area. Does that ring any bells? One thing's for sure, in this case, the East Germans did pay for the wall. The Berlin Wall effectively fell in 1989 when East German officials allowed people to visit West Germany. This was done to placate months of civil unrest. But when the East Germans were allowed into West Germany, they literally stood atop the wall and demanded it be torn down, and that's eventually what happened. Next we have the magnificent Reichstag. The Reichstag was opened in 1894 and housed the German Diet, or the Imperial Diet of the German Republic. The Reichstag was severely damaged by fire in 1933 and remained in a ruined and dangerous state until it was refurbished partially in the 1960s. And it wasn't until the German reunification on the 3rd of October 1990 when it underwent a full reconstruction project led by architect Norman Foster. After completion in 1999, it once again became the meeting place of the German Parliament, the modern Bundestag. Lego is such a perfect medium for reconstructing miniature representations of classical buildings. Almost all of these Lego elements are commonly used and readily available, with the possible exception of the magnificent plastic dome on top of the Reichstag building. Next we have the Victory Column, topped with one of these micro minifigures. The column was designed by Heinrich Strack after 1864 to commemorate the Prussian victory in the Danish-Prussian War. On the real Victory Column, the tiny character you see at the top is actually an 8.3 metre high statue in bronze of Victoria that weighs 35 tons. Berliners affectionately refer to the statue with the nickname Goldels, meaning something like Golden Lizzie. The Victory Column is a major tourist attraction in Berlin, and you can buy a ticket to go up to the viewing platform and get amazing views over the city of Berlin. Next we have the Deutsche Bahn building, otherwise known as the Bahn Tower. Deutsche Bahn literally means German railway, and Bahn Tower literally means railway tower. It's a 26-storey, 103 metre or 338-foot skyscraper on the Potsdamer Platz in Berlin. Built between 1998 and 2000, the Bahn Tower provides 22,000 square metres or 236,806 square feet of office space for the headquarters of the German railway Deutsche Bahn. As German buildings go, this one is not very big. It's only the 6th tallest building in Berlin and the 64th tallest building in Germany. Lego elements don't really do this tower justice. The real thing is all glass, and at the top we have the letters DB. Now in this case the black blocks represent the glass and the red brick at the top represents the DB logo. Maybe it would have been nice to have some dark transparent bricks for the outside of the building and maybe a printed piece for the DB logo at the top. We had to take quite a step back to show you the next part, the skyline. Located next door to the Bahn Tower we have the Fernsehturm, literally meaning television tower, and it is a television tower which is located in central Berlin. The Fernsehturm is the second highest structure in the European Union. It sits at 368 metres tall, including the antenna. The sphere you see near the top is a visitor platform and a revolving restaurant. The restaurant, otherwise known as Telecafe, rotates about once every 30 minutes. It stands a few metres above the visitors platform at 207 metres or 679 feet. And finally we find ourselves at one of the most recognisable landscapes in Berlin. This is the Brandenburger Tor, otherwise known as the Brandenburg Gate. It's an 18th century neoclassical monument in the western part of Berlin. The Brandenburg Gate once allowed vehicles and pedestrians to travel freely between East Berlin and West Berlin until the 13th of August 1961 when the Berlin Wall was constructed, imprisoning the inhabitants of East Berlin for the next 29 years. So that was set number 21027, Berlin from LEGO Architecture. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, speed build and review video and didn't get too bored at me reading random facts from Wikipedia. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe for more awesome LEGO content. Thanks for checking out my channel, have an awesome day, and if you do get a chance to visit Berlin, I hope it takes your breath away.